I trust you had a wonderful bringing in the new year, whatever you chose to do. So it is 2023. A lot of people are excited when the new year switches over. A lot of people feel like this is a fresh start. I'm going to do some different stuff this year than I hadn't done before. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Annadette. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too. Hi, Christina. Good morning. West Life Superfan. Good to have you here. TBR 17. Happy New Year. So what is it about just flipping the page of a calendar? Hey, is it Hop High? Hi, I hope I said that right. Hey, cute preppy girls. Donald, welcome. Sub-Zero, hi, Brittany. Hey, Frank, Happy New Year. Nana's here, yay. Derek, Happy New Year. Tell me, what is it about flipping the page of a calendar that makes everyone excited that things are going to be different? What is that? Hey, Karen, hi, Dusty. Good morning. Do you think it's more of a psychological thing? What do you guys think? Hey, Nira, on the Saturday before. How is 2023 going to be different than 2022? Like what makes that shift? Why does everybody think, oh, I can't wait for the new year. Last year sucked. Yeah, Frank, totally psychological, right? It's not going to be different unless you're different. This new year is, see, now I'm going to totally start off this new year sounding like a downer instead of like, rah, rah, let's do it this year. We can make it happen. But what a lot of people do is Nicholas says, I think it's just wanting to improve and move past mistakes. True, that's part of it. However, you're bringing you into the new year. You're not leaving you behind. So people are like, 2022 sucked. It was so hard. It was so this. It was so that. Well, who says this year isn't going to? Okay, now I'm really starting to sound like a downer. This is not where I'm going with this. Okay, what I am asserting that we should do is instead of having New Year's resolutions, thank you for the gift, Angela. I appreciate you. Instead of having New Year's resolutions, hey, Tony, stay strong, Happy New Year. We should have New Year's realizations. That we can't have anything we want this year unless we stop doing the same old BS we were doing last year. I know, I'm coming in hard this year. Some of you aren't awake yet and ready for this. Who here was up past midnight? Who on this call today had less than 6 hours sleep? Yes, I'm one of them. The reason people's New Year's resolutions do not last past 2 weeks is because they haven't changed their mindset. They haven't changed them. Now, I'm only speaking this from experience, not because I'm way up here and I have arrived and I'm letting you little people know who don't figure things out. I'm telling you from experience, hi Rodrigo, I had a way of being and acting and operating in the world that did not and could not line up with the goals I had or the things I said I wanted. Derek, thank you for the gift. I will tell you exactly how I survived my New Year's party in heels. The secret is, wait for it, drum roll. The secret was I didn't wear heels. Yes, I can get my foot that high. I didn't wear heels to the New Year's party. That's how I survived. I'm smart like that, right? There comes a point in life where you decide it's better to be comfortable than cute. However, how many of you guys think that my tennis shoes are cute anyway? You can be cute wearing comfortable shoes. That's a realization. Nicola, thank you for the gift. Thank you. Hi, Caitlin. Happy New Year. Thank you for your compliment on the doorman stuff. I am going to answer your questions. I don't have a lot of stuff to talk to you about, but I feel really passionate about you guys getting what you desire this year. But it's going to require not a resolution, but a realization of the things that you did last year that weren't working. Have you taken the time yet to sit down with your journal? Hi, Lemub. You can be cute in sweatpants, straight up. Absolutely. Have you taken the time to sit down and write down? Caitlin, I'm going to get to your questions. I'm going to get to your questions in a sec, but I want to give you some nuggets that you can actually take and use and put into practice so that the end of this year, you're not going, I can't wait for 2024. 2023 sucked. But you can go, wow, I knocked down some giants in front of me. I scaled some walls I didn't think I could scale. I accomplished something I didn't know I was capable of accomplishing. Wouldn't that be a great way to go through this year? Is kicking butt and taking names and not sabotaging yourself? Thank you. Is it Ayasha Noor Hussein? Thank you. Yes, Ava. Comfy is good. So what can we do differently? It's not about having more willpower. It's not about just eking through it. A lot of it has to do with not having the realization of where you messed up last time. Did you sit down yet with a journal and start to write? Did you sit down with your journal and did you start to write down what stopped me from going after my goals this year? What did I let get in the way? What in my ways of thinking or doing or being did halt me? When did I make excuses when I should have taken action? What in my thought life did I let stop me when it wasn't necessarily even a real block? I thought it was a block. For instance, have you tried using and instead of but in your sentences? Because a lot of people say things like, I want to be an actor, but I'm fat. What does your size have to do with being able to reach your goals? Nothing. Nothing, not a thing. Maybe you want to switch it to and. I want to be an actor and I'm overweight. When you switch your buts to ands, it makes it so there's a field of possibilities out there. Because anything you say, after the but is what you believe. Number one fan, thank you for coming on this live. Whatever you said before that is completely discounted. The I want to be an actor part, totally discounted. Like it's not even possible because you said but. Like, except I can't have it because of this. How about you have both? If you don't mind your size, I don't mind your size. Other people aren't going to mind your size. You might not be right for every role. You can be heavy and you may not get the role of the ballerina, but there's a lot of other roles for you. And we have to stop sabotaging ourselves by the words that we speak and the thoughts that we think. So once upon a time, and I promise I'll get you guys a question. Thanks for hanging on. Once upon a time, I had all these dreams and goals, and I could not figure out why I couldn't attain them, why they weren't happening, what the heck was going on. I wanted them badly, and I was trying so hard to get them. Hey, Jesse. But somehow I would mess things up, or things would mess up. Hey, it's your boy Landon. Welcome. Oh, yeah, exactly, Nana. Nana says it's like that you're a great person, but like anything. I loved speaker Nana, and I know a speaker named Cheryl Salem, and she said once, I don't want to hear anything that follows your butt because it stinks. So whatever we say, we're like, I want to be in a great relationship and be married again, but I've already been divorced, but I've never had a successful relationship. So then you're discounting the thing you say that you want. Nicola, is the You Are Worthy book coming out this month? Okay, I'm going to stop and answer that because I have been promising you that book since August, and it is done, and it is edited, and it's currently being formatted, and I was going to launch it on the 16th. Are you ready for a but? But I'm not launching it the 16th now because I'm just totally going against what I just said. No, it's still being formatted, and I might do a different book first. I know. So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know, but my dad has been sick. And I went home to visit in November. We almost lost him in November. And I talked to him yesterday, and he was just so weak. So weak. And he stopped doing a lot of stuff that he loved. And like, one of his greatest joys in life was meeting with his friends every day. He would go down to the local McDonald's and he would tell them jokes and he would light up the room.
Hey, Mom.
And yes.
Eli needs help.
Can you help him then?
No, it's too big for Eli. I need your help.
Would you see I'm kind of in the middle of something?
Mom.
What do you need my help with?
Eli needs to get the toys down. Let me show you.
Hold that thought. You ask me for anything else you need, okay? So I talked to him yesterday, and he's not doing good, and I promised my dad I was going to put a book together of his stories. My dad's been writing for years and years and years and years and years, and I think I told you guys this, and he's never done anything, and his stories inspire me, they move me, they bring me to tears, and I don't know if it's just me or because it's my dad and I know he doesn't have long to live. But I just wanted to do something for him before he dies. So I'm putting my goals aside that I wanted to do, and I'm just going to do the hardest push I can this month to get his book done. I'm co-writing this thing with my dad. It's most of his stories, but I'm putting them together and I'm compiling them. And I'm praying that I get his book out before he passes so he can feel good about having that accomplishment in life. This is another lesson for the new year, right? You've heard the saying, man plans and God laughs. I don't think God is laughing, but I think things come up. That we don't anticipate. And we have to learn to roll with the punches, right? Sometimes we have to shift and move what our dreams and goals are because there's something that's more important. So, the big push for January is to get my dad's book done while he's still alive. Thank you, Nicola. I appreciate your gift. I totally did not foresee myself going here this morning. But I was just talking to him yesterday, and I know you guys asked about my book, and I've been wanting to put it out for so long. But you know, I trust God's timing. I trust everything is as it should be. And, you know, my dad said to me yesterday, I hate to see you doing all this work on the book because I don't know if I'll be around to see it. So, he's feeling very weak. And he's not even going down to see his buddies even once a week anymore. He doesn't want to leave the house anymore. Thank you, Nicola. I know my dad's proud of me. And I just, you know, I want to do what I can to honor him. Okay. Hey, Kendall. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love, guys. So, I am going to put out the Worthy book, and I'm going to put out my dad's book first. I've learned so much from him over the years, and, you know, I think I probably got my love of writing from him. And I kind of feel bad that he never did anything with his writing, you know. Someday, this is a huge dream. This is a big dream that, like, nothing I could do on my own, that it would take a miracle from God to happen. But he's got so many great stories. I would love to see someday, I would love to see, like, a TV series made with all of his characters. He's got so many fun, cool characters from his life. It would make a great TV show that's kind of like nice, family friendly, innocent, kind of like, you guys aren't going to know any of these references, so look them up later. Kind of like the Waltons or Little House on the Prairie. Just, oh. Yeah, Brittany, just don't put on mascara today. No. All right, I'm gonna, guys, whatever questions you wanted to ask me, let's get into the questions. Oh, let your creativity, yes. So, what I was talking about before someone asked me about my book, which brought me to tears, was why I was sabotaging myself and why I couldn't achieve any of the goals I wanted to achieve. Sub-Zero says, I know how you feel. I would definitely buy that book. If you guys would buy my dad's book, that would be amazing. So amazing. It's called The 100 Down-Home Stories of Generosity from the Working Man Next Door. The 100 It's kind of a word I made up, kind of a, I don't know if I made it up, I'm sure other people have used it, kind of like a play on the millionaire. So you'll know more about that in the story. It's how to live like a life of generosity, but it's not like a self-help book, like a how-to book. You'll see how to be generous with your life, not just with your finances, by reading the stories that my dad wrote. All right, Katherine, I hate cats. Okay, I get skin problems. Oh, yeah, interesting. My son's allergic to cats too. Just avoid them. Just avoid them if you can. So why did I always sabotage myself? I'm gonna tell you why. Did you ever like have these goals that you tried to reach, and you tried to reach them, and you just couldn't figure out why you could never reach your goals? And people would say to you, well, if you really wanted that goal, you would have reached it. Ooh, people used to say that to me, and it used to irritate me so much. Thank you, Tinky Winky. Happy New Year. The centenarian is the word when someone who is 100 to 109 years old. Centenarian. Did I say that right? Yeah. The 100 is about money and generosity. Kind of like the millionaire. I think we all hope that our parents will live to 100, but I know I was going for 121. I was like, I'm gonna live to 121. That would be awesome. Nira is heading to church right now. Enjoy. Thank you for praying for Dad. I appreciate it. So here's why I was sabotaging myself. And I figured this out after I've taken so many courses in my life. It's natural for me to create a course when I've taken so many courses. Just in 2022, hi Louisa, I've purchased at least four online courses. So I totally believe in learning more. I don't necessarily believe college is right for everyone, but I do believe the learning should never stop. Learning should never, never, never stop. So I'm constantly reading books. I think I read 35 books in 2022. I hope to read more this year because that's where you guys will move so far ahead of your peers and so far ahead in your goals. I mean, just imagine if you read just even one book a month, 12 books a year on a topic you're interested in. Angela, she's a singer, right? Songwriter. Imagine if you read just one book a month on that topic. How much better would you be? How much further would you go? How much, whatever the topic is that you're interested in. Is it basketball? I know we have a basketball person on here. Hey, Sebastian. Happy New Year to you, too. If you read a book every month on basketball or mindset, Brittany says, that's my goal for 2023. Exactly. Mindset, goals, acting, whatever your car mechanic stuff. What is it that you love, that you're interested in? Imagine reading one book a month that did that for you. Nicholas says it's okay to make mistakes and screw up at the start of the year. We hope yeah. So the reason I was sabotaging myself, and I would get irritated when people would say, well, if you really wanted that dream, you would have it. And it's not always that easy because your mindset, the things that you think about yourself may not line up with the person that you need to be to have those goals. I've got to say that again because you have to understand this. The person you need to be to have certain goals in your life is different than the person you are now. This is another way that some people say it. If you were ready for your future, you would already be there. If you were ready for your future, you'd already be there. So I need you guys to stop droning through life like a robot, just being consumed. Sub-Zero says I go to the library almost every day and read a different book every time I'm there. I take one home all the time. Amazing. You're going to be so far ahead of anyone else, and you are going to be bettering yourself. There's another lady on here who wants to possibly create an app. How many blogs have you read about it? How many YouTube videos have you read about it? How many books have you read about it? Sometimes we think our financial status is stopping us from achieving certain things, but a lot of it has to do with knowledge, mindset, because when you know more, things become more available to you. You guys maybe have heard of that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. Well, I also think of that in the realm of opportunities. Well, then again, Myron Golden says the opportunities are going to come whether you're ready for them or not. But you'll never know when you're going to have divine meetings, divine pairings of someone who wants to help you with what you're doing. But if you're not ready, you don't know anything about it. Let me just give you an example. LA is full of filmmakers. LA is filled with wannabe directors who are trying to get money to get their movie made. They all think they have the greatest idea in the world to make a movie. Hi, JC. The live stream isn't playing for you. I'm sorry. So everyone's got the greatest idea. So let's say I'm a person who's got millions of dollars. I decide I just want to put into a movie. Let's just say I'm going to donate. I meet with two different filmmakers, and they both tell me they've got the film. This film is going to be a box office success. It's going to make millions of dollars. it's going to be the best thing that's ever been out there. And I talked to the first one and they're like, it's so great. It's so awesome. We're going to get this movie star in it. It's going to make so much money. And I say to them, how do you know? Oh, I just know. It's like it's best. It's the best thing out there. It's better than anything out there. I went to film school. I knew these things. You're like, okay. Then you meet with the other filmmaker. It's gonna be the best movie out there. How do you know? Well, I did all the research. I looked at all the films in this category. I saw strategically what they did in the movie theaters. This is the printout of what came in at the box office. I was gonna go for this big star, but I think I'm gonna go for this B-level TV star that wants to break into films because I've done research on them and they have 4 billion followers, whereas this A-list actor only has, 1 million, and they don't promote films. They don't promote their own films. You have to pay them extra and the profit and loss. And here's what it makes at box office. Here's what the projections are for what it's going to make in the streaming services. And I've already spoken to 6 distributors about foreign distribution, and the distributors recommended these list of actors and that sell overseas. So I know if I pin this actor to the movie project, then China's going to want to buy it from me, Germany's going to want to buy it from me, and Russia. I'm just making stuff up. So which filmmaker do you think I would feel more comfortable giving millions of dollars to? The one that just knows it's going to be a success, or the one that's actually done the research? Right? It's going to be the one that's done the research. You're going to be like, oh, they don't just have a great script. Maybe they both have amazing scripts. Maybe they both have amazing actors attached. How many of you guys are shocked when you're watching some movie on streaming and you see some famous actor in it and you're like, this movie was really good. How come I never heard about it before? How come I never saw a billboard? They didn't have the right budget. They didn't have the right advertising budget. The person that's like, oh, we don't need to advertise, compared to the ones like, oh yeah, we've already got that budget factored in, and this is the, they have all this stuff. So who are you going to trust? Well, it's the same with us. You know what? You've got to do your due diligence. Thank you, Brittany. Happy New Year. If I was, just look from an actor's point of view, or a boss. Hey, unknown ball legend. If I'm a boss and I'm about to hire someone, am I going to hire the person that's like, I kind of know this field. I kind of know this job. I've watched some YouTube videos on it, and I'm a quick learner. I'm a quick learner, and I catch on. And compared to the person that's like, well, yes, I'm a quick learner and I catch on, but I also researched your company and I saw, this is what you guys do well. And I kind of feel like I could really fill in the gap here where you guys may be having some issues. And I did study this particular thing in college, but I've also been taking extra courses and I've read multiple books on this topic. So I feel like this is the area that you're going to be so impressed with the person that actually has put some effort into it, right? And we also have to put some effort into our goals. And sometimes the reason we don't get the goals we want is we're sabotaging ourselves. Hi, Lily. We're sabotaging ourselves because the way we think of ourselves is not the way we need to think of ourselves as someone who can actually do something. So here's where it went wrong for me. Everything changed in 2014. But before 2014, I was sabotaging myself constantly. I was doing everything for everybody else. I was putting all my dreams on the back burner. And do you guys ever do stuff and you're like, why did I do that? You're kicking yourself. You're mad at yourself. You do stuff and you're like, why did I do that again? Well, here's why. The reason you sabotage yourself, the reason you do things you don't want to do, the Apostle Paul talks about this too, but I'm going a different route. Yes, he says the things I want to do, I don't do. The things that I do, I don't want to do. But it's not me, it's a sin living in me. Well, we've got something kind of like the sin living in us, and that is how we see ourselves and how we feel about ourselves. You can never reach the goals you want to reach in life if you don't have a proper view of yourself. This is why my You Are Worthy book and my You Are Worthy course is so important and why I can't wait to put it out there. If you don't have the proper view of yourself, you will never become who you need to be. And the proper view, bye, is it Mukulima? Thanks for coming. if you don't have the proper view of yourself, you will never become who you want to be. You will never reach the goals that you want to reach because you will always sabotage yourself, not knowing who you truly are. You know, you don't know that you're God's child. You're a child of the King. You are royalty. You have everything it takes already living inside you because God is with you. And with God, nothing is impossible. When you don't see yourself from the proper point of view, you don't think you have what it takes. Sneha, thank you. Hope I said your name right. We don't have the proper point of view on who we are. So here's how it went for me. I said I wanted this goal and this goal and this goal and this goal. I wanted to be a series regular on a show. I wanted whatever the goals were. I wanted all of these things. And my favorite movie in 2022. Good question. I'm going to say Bringing Back Christmas, but it's not out yet. But I saw it this year because it's a film I was in. So I'm going to say that's my favorite. It's coming out next year. Okay. I digress. So you say that you want these things, but the view you have of yourself is in your deep buried in your subconscious. It's things like, you were never really good at that. You don't really understand technical things. It can happen for others, but it's probably not going to happen for you. These are insidious little things that are eating away at the back of your mind that you'll give it a go, but you're kind of expecting it not to go right. Do you know what I'm saying? Please comment yes if any of this is sounding familiar. If any of this is sounding like something you've maybe have done to yourself in the past. Unknown Ball Legend says, I always help others before putting myself first, and I feel it can be draining if I don't take care of yourself. It's a struggle. Yes, Christina says. Yes, you go for something, but part of you is pulling back, right? Nicholas says yes. Okay, we got one person that says no. Brittany says yep. So you're like, I'm going for it, and I feel like I'm giving it my all, but you got this one part of you that's holding back. You're not really giving everything because you've got part of you that says, but I'm not really worth it. But I don't know if it's going to happen for me. But my life's always sucked. But I don't think it's going to get any better. I want this, but Nana's saying yes, yes, yes. Yo llama, mama is saying yes. So you're not, it's not, and here's the thing. It's not that you're not giving it your full everything. Sometimes you are giving it everything you've got. Where's the disconnect? It's in your belief. Because there's a part of you that doesn't really believe it's going to happen for you. There's a part of you that thinks, this is for others, it's not for me. I'm just meant to live a mediocre life. I'm just meant to barely scrape by. This is how it was for my parents. This is how it's going to be for me. This is how it's always been. But it doesn't have to be. The shift is in us. The moment you start to believe you can and act as if you can and know you can and not take no for an answer is when things start to shift. That's when things start to change. That's why I say, forget New Year's resolutions. You need New Year's realizations, right? Because you can make all the resolutions you want about how this year will be different. But if you don't address the things that are stopping you, those of you who've purchased the You Are Worthy course, I hope you went through the bonus course, The Divine Solution. Because for a lot of people, that's that key part that's holding them back, is they haven't addressed something going on inside them. They haven't addressed that sliver. They haven't pulled out that thing that hurts in their heart, that thing in their past that they just keep trying to put a bandage over. It's red, it's painful, it's throbbing, but you try to put foundation on it. You try to put a glove on it. You don't, but you're leaving it there and it's stuck in there and you have an infection. And it's not till you deal with it and you pull it out and you nurse that wound and you bring it back to health. A lot of you are just grinning and bearing it. You're not dealing with the past trauma. You're like, it's in the past, forget about it. But until you've actually confronted it and dealt with it, you can't be healed. You got this scab from this wound, and what do? You unknowingly keep picking the scab off, and then it keeps bleeding all over the place, ruining your life. Why did I do that again? I'm so mad at myself. How can I keep doing that to myself? I really want this thing, but then I keep going back. What does the scripture say? Like a dog returns to its vomit. Barf, barf, barf. Oh, I'm gonna do good now. I'm not going back there. Ooh, I'm hungry. Oh, reaching for that food on that high shelf, that seems really hard to get. I think I'm gonna go back and eat my vomit. Gross example, I know, but I hope it sticks with you, because I don't want you guys to keep going back and doing the same old thing you did last year. Because the bad stuff in 2022, it wasn't about the bad stuff in 2022. It was about how you reacted to it, how you chose to pivot, what you chose to do, what you got stuck in, how you handled it. Here's a big one. What you made it mean. What you made it mean. What do I mean by what I mean it mean? Something happens. I'll just use acting because that's what I do. I try out for this role. I don't get the part. Okay, that's what happened. That's fine. But what did I make that mean? I tried out for this role. I didn't get the part. I can either make it mean, oh, thank you, God. You must have something better for me. You must have a better part for me. You just protected me. Something awful. I talk about this in the You Are Worthy course too, right? Something awful might have happened to me on that set, and you protected me. Thank you for not letting me get that role. Whew. All right, what do you have for me? What do you want me to do next? Versus making it mean, I didn't get that role. I'm terrible. I suck. I should just give up. Why did I even move here? What made me think I could even do these dreams? Why did I even bother? Did I just waste the last 20 years of my life pursuing a goal that's never going to happen? What was I thinking? My dad was right. I should have just kept that job in the factory. Do you see how it's the same thing that happened, but what we made it mean is two different things? How many of you have seen people that have dealt with crazy, crazy trauma and they're doing so well? And then there's someone else who they broke a fingernail and they are losing it. They are just losing it. That's probably another not great example, but you get my point. It's not about the thing that happened. It's about how you react to it. And all your outcomes in life are going to be, all your results, they're going to be how you handled that thing. So 2023, yes, we can all go rah, rah, this year's going to be awesome. It may suck just as big as 2022, but could be so much better if you changed your mindset, your realizations, and how you handle what is coming to you. How about, instead of believing the worst all the time, how about we believe the best? How about instead of getting angry when we're in traffic, that we go, thank you, God, for protecting me. There must be some crash you're saving me from up ahead. There's some reason that you're protecting me from this. Nicholas said, I remember my psychology teacher told me there are people who refuse to go to school when they have a small headache, but people with massive fever who push themselves through getting to school. Exactly. It's all...
Babu's going bye-bye.
Babu's going bye-bye? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So how are you going to handle it? It's not about what happens to you. It's about how are you going to handle this situation. Exactly, Jarrell. We can't control every situation. We can only handle our reaction to it. So how about when something bad happens, we don't fly off the handle. We don't freak out. And exactly, perfect. We can be calm. We can be calm because whatever happens is no surprise to God. And we can stop in the moment and we can pray and we can say, okay, this is a huge shock to me. This is a big surprise. God, what do you want me to do now? How should I handle this? How should I pivot? Where's the silver lining in this cloud? And too many people are focused on the cloud and the rain, and they're not focused on the silver lining. So too many people are, it's raining, it's pouring, it's raining, it's pouring. I'm trapped. I can't get out of my house. The water's up to the windows. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. And this is their mantra. And there's people who instead, they go up to the second floor and they push a canoe out and they're like, I'm going to the store in my canoe. So, do you need to get your canoe out? Is it raining so deep it's flooded? And are you going to be the type of person that's trapped in their house? I'm trapped, I can't get out, I'm trapped. Or are you going to be like, what can I do? How can I get out of this? We'll put a canoe out the front, out the second window, and we'll get where we need to go. So how many of you guys are reacting instead of acting? You're reacting, freaking out to what's happening instead of, Brittany says, good thing I know how to swim. Exactly. You have to know how to swim. And you have to know how to pivot. You need to know how to do what's coming next and where's my trust and how can I do this? So if I haven't answered your question yet, type it in. So what am I saying? Nana says, no resolution, revolution. Dramatic and wide-reaching change in the way something works or is organized or in people's ideas about it. Yeah, we need a revolution of our mind. And scripture, what does scripture say? Proverbs 3, 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. People are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own. You don't need to know what to do. You don't need to know exactly how to do it. You need to lean on his wisdom because you don't know. You're not going to pick the right thing. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care if you have 20 degrees and that you've been asked into Mensa. Haley is asking when my You Are Worthy book is coming out. I'm gonna aim for February. I'm gonna aim for February. I can't give you a solid date right now because I'm trying to get a book I'm doing for my dad out first. So I will let you guys know as soon as I know. I wish I knew. I was aiming for January 16th, but I don't think I have that time to spare to do it right now. All right. Plans with Mikey this year. I don't know. I'm sure they're going to put Mikey and I in something together soon. All right. How many of you guys have to-do lists? Who on here, say yes, has to-do lists? Does anybody on here have to-do lists? Yes, Christina says. Avia says, any advice for those who are multi-passionate and want to pursue multiple careers in life? Do it. Go for it. I know people say only do one, but I say you got to follow what's in your heart. You may not be able to do it all at the same time, but get really good at going with the flow of where God is leading you. So a couple years ago, I was really into directing. I was taking directing classes. I was making short films. I was doing my assignments. I was working with 3 different writers who were writing feature films, and I was trying to decide which one was going to be my directorial debut. Which film was I going to direct? And then when my directing teacher and acting coach died, I felt this shift. I felt a shift in me that I just wanted to put directing on the back burner. I didn't want it right then. So make sure when you're following your multi-passions, you're not overwhelming yourself trying to do everything at once, but you're going where there's grace and ease, right? Nana says, you're motivating me to get busy and do my book on Kindle. Absolutely. Please do. Please do. Brittany has to-do lists. A lot of people have produced. Okay, Nicola, let's address this. Sometimes you procrastinate on your to-do list. Sometimes Procrastination on a to-do list is something deeper. It goes deeper. It's not always that you're sabotaging yourself when you don't do the things on your to-do list. Sometimes it's not lining up with where you are spiritually. Does that make sense? Sometimes, like yesterday, I shot my 2022 goals and how, I'm going to put it up on Friday for you guys to see. Did I reach my 2022 goals and why not? So something I talk about on there is when something gets shifted, when you have this thing like you keep not wanting to do it, not wanting to do it, not wanting to do it, that whole procrastination thing, that it sometimes, like all the people that are really into productivity, like I've been to whole like 4-day seminars on productivity, and they'll be like, you gotta focus. Focus means follow one course until successful. Yes, and that works. However, that only works when what you're trying to do is, okay, it can work other times, but it only works in a nice, easy, lighthearted way when that thing you're focusing on doing is divinely inspired. When you're just trying to muscle through it and elbow grease it and do it because others think you should do it, you're going to procrastinate. Like I do not clean as much as Rob would like me to. I do not pick up stuff. I've got clothes everywhere in the bedroom. I'm not the housekeeper. Okay. I've got a lot of other good traits, but I leave my clothes laying everywhere. Okay. So when I find myself, when I've got my to-do list and I'm not doing the things on it, and you see me sorting my sock drawer, that's a good sign that I'm avoiding and procrastinating and not doing it. But you guys have to pull back the layers. Pull back the layers. Why am I not doing this? Get out your journal. Why am I not doing this? What is stopping me? Why am I procrastinating? Why don't I feel like doing this is right? You got to get to know yourself. You got to get to know what's stopping you and the reasons you're not doing something, because it might not be the right time. It might not be the right way. We don't have to power through everything. So you'll see there's a documentary that I was going to put together. I had it on my to-do list for like the last 2 years. And I just realized I don't want to do that. The reason I've been procrastinating on it is it doesn't fully energize me. It doesn't inspire me. It's a goal somebody else wanted for me. So how many of you guys aren't doing something you think you should, but it's really what somebody else thinks you should do? I had a very close friend and mentor that told me like working on my poetry was a waste of time. I loved it, but he thought it was a waste of my time, so I would like kind of have to do it in secret. You got to do the things that give you passion. And it said, I was partying the whole night and didn't sleep. Well, go to bed. Go to bed. Okay, Christina says, Katherine, Norland, this is a question I had. Flashbacks to November 22, how I was going to go shopping with my parents and play with my friends outside. I miss those days. What can I do? Can you not do those things anymore? Can you not shop with your parents or play outside with your friends? If you miss those days, anything you miss, try to do more of it. Bethany, I have not seen Michael. I haven't seen Michael. Well, I saw him at the fan thing, but that was not a place to be shooting my 3 questions at the fan meet and greet. But I haven't seen him or worked with him, so I haven't been able to do the 3 questions with him. So what is it that's feeling like a sticking point? Like you have these things on your to-do list, but you're feeling like, this one just doesn't feel right. People, I'm not the productivity coach that's going to say, power through it, do it anyway, make it happen. If there's anything I learned in 2022, it's go with the flow. You know, we're so busy as a society. Okay, we're not salmon. We're not salmon. We don't have to swim upstream. We don't have to make it hard on ourselves, but that's what we're doing. We're acting like we're salmon, and we're going the opposite direction of where the river's flowing. We're trying to go against it. How many of you guys have ever tried to run up the escalators? The escalators are going down, and you're trying to run up it. You are making it so hard on yourself. Most of you, and like I used to, you are making everything so hard on yourself, and you don't have to. It's a big realization I had this year. Listen, I wrote some stuff down. So, it's not about only having a to-do list. It's also about having a not to-do list. I want every single one of you, when you get off today, when you get off this live stream, to grab a piece of paper and write down not to-do list. Having a to-do list is great. I got to do this. I have both. I have both on here. But what are you not going to do this year? Sometimes that is more important. I am not going to hang out with this friend that's always causing me drama. I'm not going to go to this place where my aunt is always draining me. Hey, Mona. I am not going to, what is it? What is it that you're not going to, I'll tell you what I put in my not to do list this year. I am not going to stay in my comfort zone where it's warm and cuddly and squishy and easy. Nicola is going to let go of toxic people. Yes, that's on her to-do list. I'm not going to allow myself to be in situations where people try to put me down and make me feel inferior. I am not going to put what others think I should do on my to-do lists. These are just some of the things I wrote down that I'm not going to do in 2023. I'm not going to overeat. That whole BS we were raised with of the clean plate club, the eat every single morsel on your plate because some kid is starving in some other country. Me finishing all my mac and cheese isn't going to feed them. And then we're eating past where we feel comfortable. And then we wonder why our jeans are too tight. Because we've got this idea, I don't want to waste food. I don't like to waste food either. But the old me, the 2022 me, was in the clean plate club. The 2023 me starts to get full, sees that I'm full. Oh, I could put this other small portion I've left in the fridge and have it later if I get hungry. What a novel idea. You know, I'm going to stop shoveling in beyond the point of, so you get the idea. My not to-do list. I'm going to stop overworking. I'm going to stop sitting in my office for 16 hours a day. I mean, I take bounce on the trampoline breaks and play dinosaur breaks with Eli and Flash, but sometimes I'm in my office working from 5 in the morning till 8, 9 at night. It's not good. And it's because I'm passionate. I have all these goals and dreams and I'm passionate. But I don't need to do that. So this is what's on my not to-do list. I'm going to stop thinking success has to be hard. How many of you guys think success has to be hard? Success has to be a struggle. You read these memes and people are like, rise and grind. It's got to be so hard. I refuse to believe that in 2023. I refuse to believe that it has to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be work, sure. But maybe it's not even going to be work. Because if you love it and it's your passion, it doesn't feel like work. Nicholas says I can definitely relate. So tell me, what are some of the things on your not to-do list? Are you not going to take certain things? It could be as simple as, I am not going to the grocery store anymore. I'm going to get on the Instacart app and they're going to bring my groceries to me. What is it for you? What are you not going to do in 2023? Because I feel that your not to-do list is just as important as your to-do list. Hi, Jordan. Happy New Year. So if you're brave, put in the comments what are some things on your not to-do list. I will not push myself to go back to people who I already know let go of me. Yes, you are worth more than that, Nicola. You don't need to chase scraps. You want people in your life who are going to love you and cherish you. But it's that, remember, that subconscious beliefs you have of yourself, where maybe you're feeling like you don't feel like you're good enough to be around certain people. So you keep, like a dog returning to its vomit, like women who get abused and keep going back to the guy that's hitting them, right? It's your view of yourself. This is all I deserve. I couldn't get any better. What is the self-talk that you're doing that's pushing you back to those areas you don't want to be in?
And this.
That's from the New Year's party. We brought that home for you for the New Year's party.
Yeah. What are these things?
Oh, let me show you. Let me show. Oh, we found some little New Year's trinkets we brought home for him. So you have to blow. Yes, you got it. Whoa, you did it. Whoa. Good one, Nana. Nana says, I am not going to be eating anything with parents or a face. So Nana's deciding to be vegetarian in 2023, maybe even vegan. She did it before under my inspiration, and she felt so good. She felt so much better. Let's see. Jordan says, I'm not going to be full of couch, and I'm not going to think that just because my courses will end, my life is over. Your life is not over. When something ends, you guys, it's a new beginning. It's a new chapter. There's beautiful things on the other side. I know sometimes it feels a little scary because we don't know what those things will be. We don't know what's going to be on the other side. But it doesn't mean your life is over. It means the next best chapter is beginning. You know, God promises that our latter days will be better than our former days. Christina says, I'm vegan from 2022, September. Awesome. Nicholas says, I'm not going to push people's boundaries. Good one. So sometimes it's not always what others are doing to us or what we're allowing done to us. Sometimes it's what we're doing to others, right? Where am I inserting myself? My friend was, I was with my friend last night, and she was saying, you know, I realized I was inserting myself into people's lives without them asking, and I had to call them up and apologize for, like, inserting myself. Now, this friend of mine, I love her, but I wouldn't consider her inserting herself, but, like, she will show up at your house at any random time unannounced, not tell you she's coming. So, you know, maybe that's inserting yourself a little. It's kind of fun too, though. Bethany says, I'm going to stop negative thoughts and negative self-talk. I hope I can do it. Well, saying I hope I can do it, I hate to break it to you, is kind of like the but. It's kind of like you put the but in. But I hope I can do it. Can I do it? Okay, well, you can't stop negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are going to come. But you can stop focusing on them. You can stop speaking negative things. But you've heard the saying that, like, negative thoughts are like birds flying over your head. You can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from building a nest in your hair. So you'll have a bad thought, let it go. Just let it fly by. Speak out what the Word of God says. Speak out the positive that you want to happen. You may have a thought go by that says, I'm going to be stuck in this small town forever. Don't dwell on it. Don't let it build a nest in its hair and let that thought live there. No, you kick it out. You say, no, I'm not. I have bigger dreams than this. I know all things are possible for me. With God, nothing is impossible. I can live the life of my dreams. I can live where I want to live. God, help me figure out how to do it, what my next steps are going to be. You know, you stop it in the middle of that thought, and you don't let it take up residency in your mind, build a nest in your hair, whatever you want to do. Yolama Mama says, I'm going to try to prove my dream by creating a YouTube channel to do what inspires me, such as creating paper models that are unbelievable. That is amazing. I hope you start today. I hope you film your first video today. I'm so proud of you. You better go for that. Via says, I'm going to stand up for myself and define what matters to me and then live by it. How many of you guys are still living by what others think you should do? And it's not necessarily that you're kind of like giving in to what other people think you should do. You guys can't do that. Okay, I hope this blessed you guys today. Was this a good live? Do you feel fired up? I know it seemed heavy at the beginning. You know, it sounded kind of negative, and then I was crying. But I hope this helped you rethink how you're going to go into 2023. We're not going to have resolutions. We're going to have realizations of how we need to be, or we'll never meet that resolution. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.